How's your forearms?
And my forearms are good. A little bit of energy.
Oh, I would say.
I know.
Whoa.
Nice fish.
Wow.
Okay, there.
Whoa.
Good fish.
That's a halibut.
Let's go fishing. People, when you're in the mood, let's go fishing. Well, it's just me and you. Head on down to the fishing hole. Grab your hat, get your pole. Let's go fishing when you're in the mood.
Canadian Sport Fishing is brought to you by Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Yamaha Outboards, Conquer Outdoors. Defend Products, eco-friendly protection from biting insects. Dickies, quality workwear since 1922.
Aaron, is this nice to be on the West Coast
It's beautiful.
and doing the traditional salmon fishing?
It's absolutely gorgeous.
You know, we're here off of Malcolm Island near Port McNeill, BC, and we're staying at Sun's Lodge. And we've got some beautiful conditions, and this is what people come out here for, mostly to get these beautiful salmon. Got a nice jumper here, look at, going all over the place. I mean, we set the lines up and we were trolling maybe 2 minutes. Actually, we didn't even set all the lines up.
It's pretty neat because you never know what kind of salmon you're going to catch out here.
Well, especially this time of the year. We're here at the beginning of August, and you get a real mix of salmon. You can actually get all 5 species of fish.
Going squirrely back there.
We're gonna let this one go, Aaron. So what I'm gonna do, when we get it close, I'm just gonna get my pliers, and I'm gonna work my way down the leader, and we're just gonna shake it off. So I'm gonna work it to the left side of the boat. He's still got lots of energy. I want him to calm down a little bit. This is perfect. And I'm just gonna bring him in a little bit closer. Aaron, if you can hold the rod for me,
Sure.
that would be perfect. I'm gonna
Yep.
grab the leader and try to just keep him out a little bit on the side. If he flops off, that's okay. We're gonna be keeping a few salmon because they're such good eating. But this one is the first fish, so we're gonna
Pink?
be,
I can barely see it.
if it is, it's a good sized fish. Yeah, I'm gonna get it close. And what I'm gonna do, this is a classic way to release fish if you don't intend on keeping them. I'm just gonna get my pliers on the hook in 1 second here. If he stops crashing, try to keep him out of the other downrigger cable. So I've got my pliers on the hook. I'm gonna give it one shake. Actually, I'm gonna give you a look first before I release it. There's a beautiful, beautiful salmon. They make great eating, and there's lots of these, but we're gonna be releasing it. I'm just gonna shake it off, and there he goes.
Very nice.
Now, you know, if you're not planning on keeping fish, the best way to catch and release them is to literally shake them off without touching them. So all I did was lift that fish up so you could see it. Now, to do that, you can see I'm just using needle nose pliers. These are 6-inch, but these actually have the beak on them, which really helps. That beak is designed to help you open split rings. But what I like about it is that when you grab the hook, even if it slips, the hook isn't going to come off because you've got that little bit of a beak. You can see that we're using stainless steel hooks because we're fishing in salt water. And especially for the pinks, you don't need a very large fly. This would be, you could use a fly. This would be considered a little hoochie. You can see it there with about, would you say that's 3 feet, Aaron?
Yep.
And then a flasher. And you said before we started rigging up that if you were rigging up and this is your first time on the West Coast, that's the color combination you'd be using, right?
It is my first time on the West Coast. Hey, I always heard that pinks and reds were good out here, but until you get out here and try, you never know.
It has a lot to do with what the fish are feeding on. You know, when you get into the larger species of salmon, like the Chinook salmon, they feed on larger bait fish, like herring and probably even small salmon and sand lances, which are called needlefish. But when you get into the smaller species of salmon, like the pink salmon, which there's millions of them, they feed a lot on shrimp. So when this is going through the water, it probably either looks like a little herring, but most likely a shrimp going through the water. That's why they nail it.
Thank you for the spirit.
You know, you can see the activity with the birds out there in tide or close to the kelp beds. They're a very good indicator that they're feeding on bait fish. So there's actually a bait fish school, especially when you're fishing in saltwater, whether you're offshore and you see high-flying birds like frigate birds that are actually looking at larger fish like tuna, waiting for them to find the bait fish and bring them to the surface, or you see the gulls and terns that are feeding heavily. When they're in that tight, that means that they're on a ball of bait fish. So it's a very good indicator, even though we're in a little bit deeper water, because there's a likely chance that we've got bait fish also out here. And of course, if there's bait fish, you have different species of salmon, and we're running the right rigs, so we're probably going to intercept some. Very nice.
Yeah,
Early
nice little
in the
fish.
day.
Perfect.
Nice fish. I love the rod action. Take your time on it. And I'm just going to get the net.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
You know, it's so nice. Pink or a little coho maybe? It's hard to see in the sun.
We started early this morning, which is kind of nice. The sun's just breaking through the clouds. This is a really nice BC salmon. I'm just going to get it in. Waiting for it to stop thrashing a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can hold it.
Good eating size.
He's got just that back hook in his mouth. Yeah, very nice eating size. I don't know if you can see, I'm going to put him down here on the floor. Look how gorgeous that fish is. The one thing I love, Aaron, about fishing out here, you know, off of Malcolm Island, is that you don't have to fish way out in the open. You know, back home, sometimes we've got to go miles, right, to get fish in the deeper water.
Yeah, exactly.
Here we're actually fishing a ledge. It's early morning and you can see the pattern of boats behind us. So Jim's strategy, our guide, is to fish in a little bit tighter while it's low light, and then we'll slowly work our way out. And it's produced. I don't know if you want to grab them and hold them up. So Aaron, do you like eating salmon? I know you eat walleye and perch.
I do.
Salmon are okay too?
I do. I like eating salmon.
Okay.
My wife isn't as crazy about the salmon,
That means
but I like them.
More for you.
More for me. Exactly.
Nice fish.
Beautiful.
Nice coho. You know, when the
Very
fish are in
nice
salt
fish.
water, you can see this fish has lost a lot of its scales from thrashing.
I noticed
but
that.
they are perfect eating, and this is a good size. The big bonus about being here this time of the year, August, is that we can get all 5 species of Pacific salmon, and they all taste great.
I really like eating coho too.
I
They're
know.
beautiful fish too. I mean, they have beautiful coloration on the top side. They're really greenish color.
Yep.
Greenish blue, and they are terrific eating.
Okay, let's put them in the box.
Sure.
There, we'll just slide
You
them
ready?
in. Yep. Now, you know, the outfit that Aaron
Here we
fought
go.
that fish on is really a classic outfit, and that's a play on words. It's actually called the Classic Moocher. This one is 10.5 feet long. And you know what? It's got so much flexibility. It reminds me of a drift rod that we would use for float fishing and stuff. But I love the long handle, so you can actually put the butt on your belly when you're fighting the fish. And of course, it's matched with a classic reel. So it's a center pin. And these things are so much fun to use. If you haven't tried one, I mean, I don't know if you run all counter reels or if you use any of the
I run mostly
mooching
counter
reels?
reels, but in the springtime, when I'm not fishing the derbies or tournaments or anything, I love to run the mooching reels because
Yeah, a little
they're
bit
a lot
more
of fun.
Yeah. What do you think about the long handle where you've
Love
got
it.
a little bit
I
more
love
leverage
it.
and
It's
stuff?
great.
Yeah.
You actually get a lot of leverage with the fish because the rod's so long.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. And here, because we're getting mixed fish, even if you get a smaller salmon, like a coho, a sockeye, or a pink, no problem. You still enjoy the fight. But if you get a big Chinook, you've got the length and you've got the torque, and you can fight those fish and land them.
Okay, we're out here at the backside of Malcolm Island. We started at Donegal Head. We got out here in good time, about 5:30 a.m. And we're looking for a Chinook salmon here. I got 2 rods out. I'm looking at one on this side. I got what we call an Emilio. It's a green, yellow, and chrome teaser head. It's an anchovy teaser head. On the other side, we got an anchovy as well. It's in a little bit brighter one, a glow in the dark green, bright green, yellow, really a bright flasher following it, yellowish flasher, glow, double side glow. So we're looking to attract their attention early in the morning. It's been dark at night. They've been down there waiting for us to get here, waiting for the bait to come up and feed on. But then we're hoping they're going to see our stuff and we're going to get a big hit here very soon.
Aaron's got his first BC Chinook on.
It's a nice fish.
A little bit of energy.
Oh, I would say.
I know.
Whoa.
Nice fish. We're gonna get him in the purse.
Beautiful.
Oh, see if I can close it.
Woo.
I know, Aaron, you get a lot of salmon in Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
You fish for them a lot more than me. But really getting a Chinook in British Columbia with this scenery this early in the morning
It's amazing.
really completes it.
Absolutely.
Right?
I love Chinook fishing. I couldn't wait to get my first king here.
It's a beautiful
awesome.
fish. I love the jumps. Man,
Oh,
right out of the
crazy.
water.
Yeah, they were jumping
and
like crazy.
it hit like a nasty hit. That
Oh,
rod
yeah.
just stayed down.
I love
What
the
a
mooching reel
beautiful
too out here.
fish. So let me get him in the boat.
Beautiful.
Not bad at all. Look at those colors. I mean, I've said that over the years.
Nice king.
Beautiful. We're gonna get you to hold it up.
It's got a hook
Yeah,
right in
there
the
was
gill there.
no nibbling. That fish
Yeah.
just came in
The second
and
hook
just
there.
nailed it. Yep. We were talking about that, the importance of the stinger hook, because Jim, our guide, was saying that years ago, you know, people didn't really use a stinger hook; they just used the treble hook, and the importance of a stinger. And that stinger is on a braid. You know, Aaron and I like to use the 832 braided line. There's less of a chance of a fish cutting through on the braid. They probably can't. In the old days, monofilament was used. Today, you can use fluorocarbon. But this fish was hooked on that back on the single hook. Look at that. Nice salmon.
Beautiful.
That is a beautiful
Lots of
fish.
energy.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he fought well. And you reeled him in. We're using that Suffolk Siege, which is a very strong line and 30-pound test. What a gorgeous fish. You know, what we're doing here is exploring the depths of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh yeah. 400 feet deep to be
Actually,
precise.
444 to be precise.
Oh,
I
yeah?
looked at the sonar.
448, yeah.
So we're using this specialized gear. We're taking a break from the salmon fishing, and that's one of the nice things you can do here at Sun's Lodge. And we're using these RSCs. They're actually called speed jigging rods. They're very specialized, deep water, saltwater rods. This particular one is rated for line weight up to 200-pound test. And then we're using these Benthus reels. They're also a speed jigging reel, and they're 2-speed. And you can see that they're built really tough. You still have a fish on there?
Oh yeah.
And we're only using a pound of weight, right, to get our bait down
I think
there?
2 pounds.
2 pounds?
2
Okay,
pounds.
okay. So this
Pretty
is
good.
where
It's pulling hard.
you feel everything, but because the fish are coming from such deep water, they don't fight that hard. It's just their mass that you feel when you're
Really?
reeling up.
Well, tell
Yeah.
my arm that.
Yeah. Look, I'd like to help you, but that just wouldn't be fair. You know what I mean? We got a ling, a nice ling. Come on, closer. We want to just
Yes.
surgically. We were going. Calm down. We were going for snapper, but you know what? This is fine.
That
what a
is
gorgeous
awesome.
fish.
Oh,
now,
look at that
can you
fish.
see the teeth on this sling?
That is one of like the coolest fish I've ever caught. This is awesome.
Okay, you grab it by the
Okay.
tail. Now hold on to it this time,
Oh,
okay?
I'll try.
Okay.
Look at this
Isn't
fish.
that gorgeous?
So nice. Someone bring up burgers.
You know, is this a treat or what? Look, we've been fishing here. This is one of the services that Suns provides. So they come out with their burger boat and 2 of their top employees. And look at these things are done to perfection. Not only that, but look at the pattern. I have a little Chinook salmon there. So this is great. Thank you.
Closed captioning of this program is brought to you by MD Marine Insurance. Boat insurance made easy.
Dave, I got to tell you, the fishing was awesome,
Yes.
but this is one of the highlights.
The
Oh,
shore-
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't really call it a shore lunch.
Yeah.
I would like to call it the Sun's eating extravaganza.
Hey, there you go.
That was
Thanks.
awesome.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Look at this.
Great.
This is amazing.
Welcome.
Great. This is
Yeah.
style.
Wow, thank you.
Welcome.
Aaron,
Hey,
Wow.
how's it going?
good. How are you?
Pretty
couple
good.
of those,
Look at this.
one of these.
Awesome. Thank you.
Dave, last 30 years I've traveled all over Canada, different parts of the world, and I've had lots of shore lunches, but I've never had fresh Pacific Dungeness crab caught off the lodge's dock. Now, I know that you do this as a regular service with your customers, and we've got a beautiful buffet on a beach, which is amazing.
Well,
You know,
thank you.
if more people know, you'd have them flocking. You'd have to build a bigger lodge.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get into the lodge business? Is this something you dreamt about, that you worked on? Was it ancestral? Was it passed on?
Basically, I went through a midlife crisis.
It was a good one.
It was a good, yeah. At 38, 39 years old, I was in the corporate world, and I decided that being away from my family was not the right thing, and I wanted to work with my boys, and I loved fishing, and so one thing led to another, and I became a lodge owner.
Wow. Anyway, you're doing a
And
great
the boys
job.
grew up with me, and it's just fun. And we tried to develop the program for corporate people and regular people that just would come and experience an outdoor adventure kind of a program.
You know, I said to my wife, Barbara, because I've been to a lot of lodges, and I know there's a lot of lodges on the West Coast, maybe hundreds of them, right? I said, when you walk up from the dock at Sun's, it doesn't really feel like you're at a commercial lodge. Number one, you've got the animals, the beautiful lawns, you've got the cabins. It feels like you're coming home.
Well,
And
thank
then
you.
just the atmosphere is very quaint. So we've been here when you've had, I think, 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
On this group, we've got our friends that were able to join us. And it's so quaint because you feel like you're at home, very relaxed, but of course with all the amenities and beautiful cabins, you
Yeah,
know, that
appreciate
are
it. Thank
cedar
you.
and everything.
We're always happy when you come because you're a special guest.
Well, thank you.
You know.
If there was one thing, what would you say separates Sun's from all the rest of the lodges?
Well, I think it's our staff. I think that's the greatest attribute we have. And the second thing is service and the way the staff serves people. And with service, the way we define service is paying attention to detail. And all our staff, they do little things like they see something on the dock, they pick it up. I mean, everything is in harmony and in clean and neat, and that's what we really work on. And that's the detail helps with the service, and that's what we really strive for. I mean, so that people will come and say, "I've never been to a place that I get that kind of service." That's our goal, meeting the expectations and exceeding them.
Perfect. I think it's the alpacas.
Well, the alpacas are fun.
Especially when you can feed them apples and just to see the wildlife. I mean, I
Yeah.
have every night I've been sitting so I can look out the window. So I'm looking at the Pacific Ocean, birds flying by, the alpacas, and then you have deer, the wild deer that are walking on the lawn.
They're
I
not
mean,
too wild anymore. They kind of feed with the
but
alpaca.
I'm just saying it's everything is in harmony. That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
like. Everything's
that's
peaceful.
fun.
Anyway, you run a great operation.
Thank you very much.
A great. I
fun.
won't even call it a shore lunch. This is an extravaganza on the beach, and then we get to catch more fish. It's awesome.
Exactly. And a day like this, we want to eat and get back out there.
I agree.
Get out there.
We're fishing here at Sun's Lodge, Malcolm Island, and I think I got a horse on. It's kind of flat though. Colors of a horse, like brown with spots. This is a really nice halibut. It's nice to be testing this gear for Rapala. I've got this speed jigging rod. And I know it's going under the boat. We're trying to get a measurement on this fish to see if he's small enough to keep. I've hooked lots of smaller fish. This is one of the biggest ones. No idea weight or length of this halibut, but the rod is doing great. It's rated for line weight up to 200 pounds. And the reel's doing great. So it definitely can handle big fish. Okay, let's try this one more time.
Watch your hands on the braid.
How's your forearms?
And my forearms are good. It's just, you know, so what we were trying to do here is confirm that this halibut is under 133 centimeters. Because if it's larger than that, you can't keep it. Now I'm telling you, we've been working like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes to try to get this fish horizontal on the water. You can see him right here. He's a brute. Because it's very hard to measure him without boating him. So I'm surprised that hook has held on so much. So now we're getting flying gaff ready here. We're going to gaff it. Beautiful big fish.
It's unbelievable. Italo has a really big fish. He got it on a Lure Jensen jig. And it was very close to the size that you would have to release it. So we had to make sure and put a measuring stick on it. Our guide, Jim, has a measuring stick specifically for halibut. So what he did was we had it horizontal in the water. We put the stick down just to make sure. It was a challenge to get that halibut, you know, just in the right position to measure it. But we finally were able to do it, and we got it measured. And it's a good fish, legal fish.
Well, this is the spoon that I got it on, you know. It's kind of interesting. This spoon is really designed for jigging in deep water, and this is a speed jigging outfit. But look at the spoon. It looks like a herring. This one is 10 ounces, and I'm guessing that it's about 7 inches long, and it just has a treble hook. But man, did that thing fight hard, hit hard, and I'm really impressed with this outfit. So if anything, this was like a test to see if it handles bigger fish. We haven't seen this fish out yet onto the boat. We're about to. We're kind of letting it chill out a little bit. Then I'm going to try holding it up. But it looks like a really nice trophy halibut.
There we go. Wow.
Okay,
Whoa!
good fish.
That's a halibut.
Yep. That is a gorgeous halibut. I'm just looking at how thick that fish is. And he's a good keeper. He's under the maximum length. We're just getting a reading in centimeters. And it's kind of a big job because it's a big fish.
Canadian Sport Fishing is brought to you by Suffix. Always use the best line. Yamaha Outboards. Conquer Outdoors. Defend Products. Eco-friendly protection from biting insects. Dickies. Quality workwear since 1922.
So the nice thing about coming up here to Suns is even if you don't fish a lot, the guides are so good. And I call it civilized fishing because you fish in comfort, and it's so easy to catch these fish, and they're great eating if you love to eat fish. You know, it's a matter of just coming out here. Look at this, gorgeous salmon.
Beautiful.
I'm gonna try to just back up. Looks like a nice female. And what a go, Aaron. Good job. You know, most people come here for these trophy fish because they fight hard, and you know what? They're great to take home and they taste great.
Hey, there's an orca.
Wow,
Right there.
look at that. That's awesome. You think it's hunting for salmon too?
Oh, I think so.